Good morning, Warrington, and welcome to Warrington Worldwide Live. And we've got a couple of celebrities with us at Warrington Parkrun today. One at least. We've got former professional footballer Clarke Carlisle and Alastair Campbell, who's a very familiar face to me off the TV screens. Good morning, gentlemen.
How are you?
What brings you to Warrington Parkrun?
What brings us to Warrington is the parkrun. And we're doing the parkrun because on June the 5th, bank holiday weekend, which even if you're watching all around the world on Warrington Worldwide, you can join in. Park runs, almost 1,000 park runs and junior park runs will be happening in London, in Britain, and we've just been taking part in our first one. And we chose Warrington because it's really convenient for me living in London and then living in Newcastle.
Right, so literally in the middle of the country. No, is there any other reason you chose Warrington? Warrington Wolves, yes?
Well, I've got a bit of a thing going on with Warrington Wolves. A while back, I wrote a book called Winners, 2015 I think it was, and the then coach of Warrington Wolves, Tony Smith, got in touch.
Yeah, I know Tony well, yeah.
And said, would I go and talk to the players about winning mindsets and stuff? And since then, I've just sort of stayed involved with them.
I think you need to go and talk to them again.
Well, they're having a bit of a rough season so far, aren't they? Yeah.
They are, yeah.
I've also been helping the Wigan Warriors a bit as well, so that's bad, isn't it?
Yeah, that's very bad in Warrington.
But I love rugby league, and every time I've been to Warrington Wolves, I think it's just a fantastic club. So it's not been great this season so far, but I hope it picks up.
And you're a bit of a fan of Burnley as well, aren't you?
I mean, well, I forgot it's on the way to Burnley, isn't it? Oh, and there's a game. Yeah,
how could you forget that?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Maybe that's the reason why I'm in Warrington. Yeah, it's en route.
Yeah, right. So it's all about mental health awareness. Why is doing parkrun beneficial for your mental health? I know, because I do it every week.
Yeah.
There's so much more to it than the standard trope of, the physical exercise. You do get the endorphins, you afterwards you feel like you've achieved and it can raise your self-esteem. But when you come together in a group like this, after the time that we've been through over the past couple of years, it's just a chance to, reconnect with our community, try and restore those connections. And it's not about winning, but it's about coming together and maybe, staying at the back like Alastair and I did intentionally for the run, so you can have conversations with people and just see how they are and reconnect after such a really tough period for us all.
And being a former professional footballer and being involved in the political spotlight as much as you have been, Alastair, over the years, your own mental health must have taken a battering at times.
Well, yeah, I mean, Clarke and I both had some pretty bad times. You've had some really, really bad times.
Thanks.
Well, you have. I mean, we both have, but you really have. I mean, he's
not that I'm competitive.
No, but he's quite lucky to be here, really. But I've found, I think one of the turning points for me in dealing with depression was when I became addicted to exercise. Now, I know it sounds bad to be addicted to exercise, but I'd rather be addicted to exercise than
anything else, yeah.
So I find, and it's what Clarke said, I mean, we were saying on the way round, we've both done the London Marathon, right? And that is kind of, and I stopped running for a long time because I stopped getting any better. And I even felt that today. I thought, I can't run any faster than we were running at the start. And it sort of, but when you go out and then you're just having the chats that we were having, and because we were told to come last, we were able to stop a lot.
You didn't come last, you finished before me.
I know.
I was trying to catch you up.
Came last by our standards, And then they humiliate you by giving you a barcode so everybody can see where you came. Anyway, no,
it's not about the finishing and winning, it's about taking part. And I mean, they call it park run, but it can be park jog, park walk, park push a pram round.
That's what it was. We saw several
dogs.
Yeah.
Dogs around there today.
I'd have brought my dog if I didn't know you could bring dogs.
Anyway, Alastair, before we started this interview, you asked me why Warrington Worldwide. Well, Brenda from Australia, Melbourne in Australia, is saying hello.
Brenda, Melbourne is one of my favourite cities on the planet. I absolutely love Melbourne. I think I could live in Melbourne.
I think a lot of us could.
Is Brenda single?
Well, Brenda's just moved up the screen a bit.
Bad looks?
But anyway, mental health awareness. Good luck with what you're doing. It's very difficult times for a lot of people at the moment.
Well, I could just add to that, Gary, because my mental health journey has taken me to multiple suicide attempts. So I've gotten to the brink, and the last time I was actively suicidal was in 2017. But since then, I took my meds. I've engaged in my therapy, and now I do these constructive coping strategies that fill me with positivity rather than the negative coping strategies that I used to delve into before 2017. And the proof in the pudding is my father passed away in January this year, the hardest time of my life. And everything that I've learned over these past 4 or 5 years, these constructive coping mechanisms, like reconnecting with people, going for a run, you know, making sure that how I am managing my mental health is in a positive way, means that I'm still here today and I will be for many more years. So wherever you are on your mental health journey, let me tell you, there is always another way.
Fantastic.
And he's got the scar.
My wife calls it my tailoring. Whereas tailor-made.
I think the most important message though is to talk about mental health. Don't see it as a stigma. Don't be embarrassed about saying you've got mental health problems.
No, I totally agree with that, although I'm getting a bit fed up with the government constantly saying, isn't it, every time I go to an event they say, isn't it fantastic we're all talking about it? And I sort of say, well, up to a point is, I'm sick to death of actually talking about it without the government delivering on the services that we actually need, and that is, I'm afraid, it's a valid point.
Well, as chair of Local Health Watch here in Warrington, I know how difficult it is for people to get hold of doctors and things like that, and with all the communication tools we've got these days, I don't know why it's so difficult to speak to a doctor.
The services and the funding for the services have got to be commensurate with the need, and now post-pandemic that need has got up 400%, so the funding needs to match. If you're waiting to see a doctor, see a therapist, don't see it as lost time. Take that time to reflect, you know, take that time to become aware of where your emotions are and what triggers them, and note that down so that when you do get your appointment, you're prepared with a bit of ammo, a bit of fact, a bit of, you know, what would you call it? Evidence, for want of a better word, you know, to show them this is what's happening to me.
No, but that's where the openness is so important, though, is actually when you do get access to services and to other people. And by the way, I've discovered, partly through the pandemic, I think actually it's amazing what people can do for each other. You know, even
absolutely.
When you do need the medical help, you've got to be able to explain it, you've got to be able to and have an understanding that person knows what you're on about. And it's, you know, I hate to say it, but I think we're going backwards. And the services are going forward on awareness and backwards in services.
Yeah. So anyone who's watching, who's feeling a bit down, feeling a bit lonely, got the wrong sort of thoughts in your head, come along to a park run anywhere in the country. They're free to come to and talk to people and get those endorphins going and just look after yourselves and speak to people.
Can I just fulfill one of my lifelong ambitions?
Yes.
This is Alastair Campbell for Warrington Worldwide.
Cheers, guys. Lovely to meet you.